Hello.
Hey.
We met. I forgot to start recording, but here's the rundown of the things. We last time we talked. I wanted to check up some things before we tagged on RC. One was if we could expand in JSON API so an extra contrib could do some renaming and disabling some fields. The outcome of that is that we both agree that we don't need to do anything because we are not keeping backwards compatibility on the internals, but on the output of the API. Plus, Wim pointed out that if you want to disable some fields by default, so they cannot be accessible through JSON API, you should implement field access. So that was one thing that we decided. Are you going to write some documentation, as you said?
Yep, I will write documentation on how to use field access to remove a certain field from JSON API, which also means it will be removed from all APIs and from anything else, which is then consistent, which is the whole point. And you said that you've been working on, or are going to work on, a module that does that allows you to do renaming, aliasing of fields, and that will be a separate contrib module. And maybe at some point it can be merged, but for now it seems more prudent that it's a separate module because it's like there's lots of unknowns and there's a higher level of risk than the JSON API module, which is implementing a spec and has lots of known libraries and tools and so on. So yeah.
Cool. And I already have a time allocated for that
cool.
module to start, which is my flight of gazillion hours from Mallorca to Baltimore and back. So that's when I will start, and then I guess I will get all geeked up. And
did you say geeked up?
I did make that up. Sorry.
Awesome.
All right. So the next thing is that schemata module is in beta version and is now kind of a little bit revamped and easier to work with, and supports JSON API. So now you can have self-documenting sites if you use a JSON schema visualizer and all the goodness like automatic forms, etc., for the JSON API format as well. Another thing is that we didn't do anything nasty with the request cycle, and I proved that by using the sub requests module, which I think is can be very useful for performance writes. And what else?
I think there was one more. Damn it. We talked a bit about test coverage and feeling that that's already in an okay place, but we want it to be expanded still, but that can continue to happen later.
Right. So we decided that there are no red marks. The only thing that we are certain that we want to fix in between RC, if we tag now, which is I'm pretty certain that we want to tag now, and 1.0 is fixing the comment fields, and also the download link of file assets. So those are the two things that can happen between RC and 1.0. So we're gonna tag soon RC1, and also that there was a huge spike in usage of the project, which is great. And if you're using it, we're gonna send a survey again soon.
Yeah, we went from 240 sites using JSON API in the week of March 5th, then to 309, which already was a new high in the week of March 12th. But then in the week of March 19th, it went all the way up to 640, so more than doubled in usage. And so it's a very impressive looking chart.
We're looking good. We're looking good. So if you contributed to this, thank you. Like
and report bugs and report success stories, report all the things. Let us know.
Yes. Cool. So that's it. I'm gonna end the broadcast here.
Okay.